Hello everyone, welcome to Talk by and Motherhood, where I share my experience as I journey through motherhood. In recent times, I've been sharing about my book journey, and today I'm going to be sharing about my experience with illustration. My book is currently in the illustration phase of my book journey, and I'm so excited because that's like one step towards the finish line. So, pretty much before I got into this, before I found this Illustrator, I went through various means and then finally landed here. I'm just going to go over that real quick. So pretty much I searched through social media platform. It took weeks, by the way, weeks and weeks and weeks. Searched through social media platform, asked for quotes from various people on the social media platform, and I'm speaking in terms of Facebook, Instagram. And I also searched through Fiverr, which is another platform where you can obtain services for different things. And one of the things you can obtain services for is illustration. So what happens on Fiverr is that you put out information about what you want, what's expected and how much you're willing to pay for it, like your budget. And then people, they reach back to you and tell you, hey, I can do this for X amount of dollars. So pretty much those people who had reached out to me, I looked through their profile, sifted them, and then asked them to give me a sample. Now this is where I caught those people. This is where I found out that you gotta be careful. Majority of them picked up a sample on Google and sent it to me as a sample. They only tweaked the background, so I was like, I don't want to deal with this. So that was the end of it for me on Fiverr. However, the people that do get Fiverr people to work with, and that's they have good reports about their experience. So this is just my own experience though. So if you want to get someone on Fiverr, you just know you have to do a lot of research, a lot of research. I joined a Fiverr group, and I found out that they do something like review for review on Fiverr too. So even though you're looking at reviews, you can't be so certain that it is indeed the actual review. So you just have to be careful when you're trying to work with Fiverr. So on social media platform, I tried Facebook. The Facebook group I was in, there's so many illustrators. I was just blown by the number of talents on that platform. It was very hard to pick. Now, mine was really boiled down to the budget. Like if they fit my budget, then I would reach out to them. And if I like the illustrations also. Most of them that I really liked, they were way beyond my budget. So long story short, pretty much, I joined this author workshop, which I think I told you guys about in my second video. And then I met my illustrator there. So my illustrator was within my budget, and he was very communicative. I just love my illustrator. I like to work with him because he's just so good. So after my search through Fiverr and many weeks of searching through Facebook, and I finally joined the author workshop, she introduced us to illustrators, and I picked my illustrator from there. He was within my budget, and he was a trusted illustrator, so that's why I picked him. Other than that, I like the fact that he was very communicative. Like when I wanted to do the meet and greet with him, it was really nice to get to know him, and we just vibed. So I was like, yep, I'm working with this person. I like to ask a lot of questions and do all that kind of good stuff. So if someone is getting irritated by that, I don't want to work with that kind of person, and he's not that kind of person. So that's one of the things you're looking at too when you're looking for an illustrator. So how can I find an illustrator, you might ask? Various ways you can find an illustrator. From what I've learned and from what I've heard. From what I've learned, you can find them on Fiverr. You can find them on social media platform. What social media platform? Instagram. I queried some people on Instagram, and to find on Instagram, you just go on the search tab on Instagram and just hashtag illustrators, and then you see loads of illustrators. I joined there's some people that actually have that their platform is just based on showcasing the works of different illustrators from all over the world. I followed those kind of accounts, and I was there searching and sifting through those posts to figure out which illustrator I would like to work with. And then the other thing I tried also was Facebook groups. on Facebook groups. You have Facebook groups where you have authors, illustrators together, and then you have Facebook group that are just specific to illustrators, people trying to grow their skills in illustration. There are all kinds of groups out there. You just have to search keywords illustrators, keywords children's book and illustration, things like that. You search on them on the Facebook groups, and then you can join and then just search within that Facebook group, search again. The other thing you can do is that you can make a post to say if authors out there that have used an illustrator can recommend illustrators for you. That's another good route to go, because then you know that this is someone that has shown to have worked well with others. So that's kind of like narrows down your search a little bit, because then you already have people that have good experience with those illustrators. So that's another way you can find your illustrator. There are many other means, but I'm really going to focus on what I know I use that. I've heard of Upwork, and I've also heard of just reaching out to art schools and or art departments in different schools and seeing if there's anyone who would want to illustrate your book. Now, if you're a first-time author, it's advisable to use someone with experience with illustrating children's books, because if you're using someone who's also new with it and you're new, that's like a recipe for disaster, because both of you don't know what you're doing. My illustrator is experienced in doing children's book, and yes, the other thing I like about him is like he's teaching me things. The other thing I was going to talk about is when you finally find an illustrator, how do you go about sharing with them how you want them to illustrate your book? Something called an illustration brief. So alright guys, so that's it for now. If you have any questions about illustration, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed watching this video and you want to hear more about my experiences, subscribe if you haven't already, share, like, and I'll see you next time.